Hello my crafty friends, it's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today we are going to be recreating this flat shaker card. And I am using a dryer sheet. So this is a dryer sheet that's been used a few times. I have done a video using dryer sheets in the past and I can link that. We are using some sparkle blends. This one I believe is called You Make Me Batty, and I think they're still available in the store, in the Etsy shop. This is a doily from my Stampin' Up! Days way back, some ephemera of eyes and an ephemera spider. There's actually no stamping in this card whatsoever. My sentiment comes from this ghost die. I die cut it out of some black glitter cardstock to have the boo. And then my background here is going to be this napkin. So I'm just showing you that you can't see on the black. there are the letters for boo up there, I promise. So here's a whole napkin. I bought these a few years ago. I typically buy napkins to make, if they catch my attention, to make Halloween cards for my sister. So you peel apart your napkins. I cut this down and peeled it apart off screen so you don't have to watch me do that. Then I'm going to take this spray adhesive in my spray box and just spray this white panel to coat it, and then I will stick down this napkin. So it's a quick way to make backgrounds and use them up. I always find napkins at holiday times that catch my eye, so I do have a collection of them. So I'm just going to use my large Tim Holtz scissors and trim this down so that it's right up against the cardstock. So this is part of a hop. My crafty friends and I have been trying to do hops once a month. There's just a small group of us. There are 6 of us. And we all love Sparkle Blends. So Sparkle Blends is an Etsy shop, and she makes unique embellishment mixes. And they are limited edition, so when they're gone, they're gone. So I'm going to link the Etsy shop below, and I'm also going to link the Facebook group, because Allison Haikila, who is part of this hop, does lives for Doodles Paper Playground, which is the Etsy shop that makes the Sparkle Blends. That's Amber, and she does a live pretty much every Thursday and shows different techniques and ways to use the Sparkle Blend. So if you're looking for inspiration, it is a great place to go. So I just use my art glitter glue and put little dabs behind it, and I put that on that doily. And now I'm going to put these eyes that I found in my stash. I don't know if everyone else has an ephemera stash. I have a whole bucket that I forget about, and I remembered the other night, and so I decided to pull out and use some of these pieces, because sitting in a drawer is not making anybody happy. So if I put it on a card and send it out, then it's doing its purpose. So then once that's kind of set a little bit, I'm going to use my long scissors again to trim off the rest of this doily. And you could reuse these 2 pieces. You could use it on another card. So then I'm going to take my double-sided tape and run it along the back, all along the 4 sides of this. And this panel is cut to 3 3/4 by 5. I did it a little smaller than I typically do my panels because I wasn't quite sure how much cardstock the dryer sheet would hold. I didn't measure it because they all shrink a little differently once you've used them a few times. So I just figured I would go a little bit smaller and give myself a nice border of black around the panel once I have it adhered down. So I am removing the backing from 3 sides of this panel. I'm going to lay down the dryer sheet and then put my panel face down on it, and I'm going to shimmy it over so I don't have to trim as much, and just fold it into that tape, kind of trim the corners as I go so they're not too bulky, and do that for these 3 sides. Then I get a little excited and pull the backing off of the top section of the tape, and realize, thankfully, before I put down the remaining dryer sheet piece, that I hadn't put in the Sparkle Blends yet. So I do catch myself. So I'm just making sure that's snug but not too tight, because I do want it to have a little bit of movement, and I'm just trimming off the excess. This doesn't have to be pretty. Nobody's going to see it. I'm just taking my tape runner because this one corner was lifted a little bit, so I wanted to make sure that that was adhered down. Then I'm going to trim off the extra that I have up at the top because it's not needed. And then pull off the backing and went, "What are you doing?" you need to put the sparkle blends in. So in my original card, again, that's all ephemera, and the napkin, it's the same napkin. I did the same process. I used a different blend in that one. I believe that one, I don't remember the name of it, but it was mainly a pumpkin blend. And this one had more greens and bright colors in it. You can see it in there. There's some lime green and purple in there and some orange. So I wanted to use that entire mix up. So I'm gonna just continue to trim off these extra corners. And then I used my double-sided adhesive, and honestly, my recommendation, I've done it twice. I don't know why I'm doing it again a second time. Just use liquid glue to adhere this down, because getting the backing of this double-sided tape off while it's attached to a dryer sheet is not the easiest thing in the world to do. I used my pokey tool, and I saved you from watching that. I did it all off screen, but I would probably recommend just using some liquid glue to adhere this down to your card base. So through the magic of editing, all of that backing is gone. I decided to use a black base for this card. The one I had done prior, I used a Sharpie to color around the white card base that I used, but when I get ready to send this card out, I will either use a silver Sharpie to write, or a white gel pen, or I will put a white insert on the inside. So I'm just adhering down my spider, and then I'm going to adhere my boo down, and that is going to complete this card. It is absolutely wonderful. My next trick that I want to try, because as I'm sitting here working on this card, I have bubble wrap sitting on my desk, and I'm wondering how that would be to make a full panel shaker card. So I may have to give that a try. I'm not sure if it'll be successful or not, but you could use tulle, you could use acetate, you can use vellum. There's all sorts of different mediums, but I thought being a Halloween card and the spiderwebby look was going to be good for this one. So that's going to complete the project for today. So I am now going to show you my case of sparkle blends. If you are not familiar with them, I'm just going to give you a glimpse of them. This is my case. It is not the only one. I don't have another case like this because Amazon, they're extremely expensive right now, because the company is no longer making them or in business. So these are a few of the older blends, and this is some of the Halloween collection, which is still available in the Etsy shop and on sale right now. I'm showing you this one right here because it glows. There's sometimes glow elements in there. She has actually little bubbles that all of them glow. So I highly recommend checking them out if you love embellishments and making shaker cards. They are my absolute favorite. As you can see, I do tend to hoard them. That does become a problem. So the next person in the hop is going to be listed down below in my description box. So I hope that you will check out everyone's project. I can't wait to see what they've made with their sparkle blends, because I am sure it is going to be amazing. As always, I hope that you have a great day.